Hello viewers. Today I will share some important multiple choice questions and their solutions on the topic intermolecular forces and potential energy surfaces. This is very important for the students of basic engineering chemistry and also for the students who are appearing for the BTech, JEE Main, NEET, GATE, CSIR, NET exams and also for UG and PG chemistry students as well. So let's start. Now, the first question is the boiling point of CH4 is much lower than that of hydrogen fluoride. And what is the reason for that? Options are ion dipole interactions in CH4. CH4 is polar. Third option is hydrogen bonding in HF. And the fourth one is HF is more polarizable. Now, we know that the boiling point of a molecule depends on the molecular weight of that compound. Now, molecular weight increases because of intermolecular hydrogen bonding, so which is possible in case of hydrogen fluoride. So therefore, the correct answer for this question will be option C of hydrogen bonding in HF. Next is the concept of like dissolves like is illustrated by which of the following? Options are A. NaCl solid is more soluble in CCl4 than in water. Option B. CuSO4 copper sulfate solid is more soluble in CCl4 than in water. Option C. Iodine molecular iodine solid is more soluble in water than in CCl4. And option D. Iodine solid is more soluble in CCl4 than in water. So here iodine molecule is a nonpolar molecule and therefore it will be more soluble in nonpolar solvent. So the right option is option D. I2S is more soluble in CCl4 than in water. Next is which one of the following molecules should be most polar? The options are HI, HBr, HF, HCl. The correct answer should be option C, HF. Next is for a given substance, which of the following phase transitions should release the most energy? The options are A. Solid to liquid, B. Gas to solid, C. Gas to liquid, D. Liquid to gas. Correct answer should be gas to liquid. Fifth one, at room temperature, F2 and Cl2 are gases, Br2 is a liquid, and I2 is a solid. This is a very common fact, and we all know that for the halogens. And what is the reason for that? So the right option should be, this is actually due to because of the dispersion interactions. So you can see and easily guess from the options that the right option should be option D, the dispersion interactions which increases with molecular size. Sixth question is, which one of the following represents the weakest interaction between two species? The interactions are like dispersion force, peptide bond, hydrogen bond, and ionic bond. Now the correct answer should be option A, dispersion force. Next one, which one of the following terms describes separation of charges in space within a molecule? Options are A. Salt bridge, B. Dipole, C. Covalent bond, and D. Van der Waals interactions. Dipole is the right answer. So option B should be the right one for this question. Next is, which one of the following element is least likely to participate in a hydrogen bond? Now we all know that more the electronegative the atom, more will be its participation in the hydrogen bond. So in that case, among the four options, sulfur is the least electronegative atom among the four. So therefore, the right answer should be option B, sulfur. Next is, solid iodine would be most soluble in which of the following solvents? So first we need to understand that solid iodine is a nonpolar compound. So it should be soluble in a nonpolar solvent. And the options we can see here, option A, carbon tetrachloride, option B, vinegar, option C, water, and option D says iodine would be equally soluble in water and carbon tetrachloride. So the right answer should be option A, carbon tetrachloride. Next is, what will be the work done by 3 moles of an ideal gas when it expands spontaneously in a vacuum? Now we know that for an ideal gas to expand under the vacuum, it don't do any work. So whatever, irrespective of the number of moles of the gas. So therefore, the right option should be option A, 0. Next one is, a solute is most likely to be highly soluble in a solvent if the solute is hyphen and the solvent is hyphen. So that means we need to fill up those blank spaces by 2 words. And we can have the 4 options having 2 words each. First one is ionic or polar and nonpolar. Second is ionic or polar and polar. And the third one is nonpolar ionic. Fourth one is nonpolar polar. So the right option is option B, ionic or polar and polar. So if we can fit in into the question, it should be, a solute is most likely to be highly soluble in a solvent if the solute is ionic or polar and the solvent is also polar. Next one is, van der Waals forces are the which kind of forces? Are they intermolecular forces or gravitational force or intermolecular force or none of the above mentioned? And the right answer should be C, the intermolecular force. Next question is, which force is most important in allowing ammonia, which is NH3 by molecular formula, to dissolve in water? So what should be the driving force of ammonia getting dissolved in water? Definitely the answer is hydrogen bonding. The hydrogen bonding between the ammonia molecule and the water molecule would help ammonia to get dissolved in water. Next one, how does the volume of 1 mole of an ideal gas change if the temperature and pressure are both decreased by a factor of 4? Now, what the options are: A, it will remain unchanged; B, it will decrease by 4 times; option C, it will increases by 4 times; and option D, it will increase by 16 times. Now the right answer should be that it will remain unchanged. That is option A. 15th question is, which of the following is the consequence of hydrogen bonding? Now the options are, hydrogen bonding can lead up to abnormal boiling point; option B, solubility and viscosity; option C, azeotropic behavior; and option D, all of the mentioned above. And the right answer should be option D, all of the mentioned above, because all the options A, B, C can be a consequence of hydrogen bonding within the molecule. Next comes, which of the following has the highest bond dissociation energy? The options are dipole-dipole, options B, hydrogen bond, option C, van der Waals forces, and option D, covalent bond. Definitely the answer is going to be, as you can see, option D, covalent bond, because these are the strongest bond. Next is, hydrogen bonding is most prominent in blank. Options are diethyl ether, option B, methyl bromide, option C, ethanol, and option D, triethylamine. Now the right answer should be option C, ethanol. Next, which of the following possesses the lowest bond energy among O2, NO, CO, and N2? The right answer should be option D, N2. N2 will have the lowest bond energy among these four. Next, the strength of van der Waals forces depends on, options are molecular structure, size of the molecule, option C, number of electrons present in that molecule which is concerned, and all of the above. So all the 3 options are correct, and therefore the right answer should be all of the above, option D. 20th question is, at what temperature does the water molecules contract? Options are at 0 degree centigrade, option B between 0 degree centigrade and 4 degree centigrade, option C below 0 degree centigrade, and option D at 4 degree centigrade. Now we know that in between the 0 to 4 degree centigrade the water molecules get contracted. So the right option should be option B between 0 degree centigrade and 4 degree centigrade. Next is, which of the following has the highest bond dissociation energy? The options are dipole-dipole, covalent bond, hydrogen bond, and van der Waals forces. Definitely the option is the covalent bond. They will have the highest bond dissociation energy. So the next question is, what type of interparticle forces holds the liquid nitrogen together? Options are hydrogen bonding, B ionic bonding, C covalent bonding, and the fourth option is London forces. Now this is a very tricky question, and the correct answer should be option D, the London forces. Which of the following hydrocarbon boils at the highest temperatures? Now all these hydrocarbons are alkane. As you can see, the chemical formula is CnH2n plus 2. So all among these hydrocarbons, which one will be boiled at highest temperature? And as we know, with the increase in the molecular weight for the hydrocarbons, that boiling point increases, and therefore from that we can say the option B, that is pentane, will be the hydrocarbon having the highest boiling point. Next question is, which one of the following classifications is incorrect? Mind it, which one is incorrect? Options are KF, potassium fluoride, which is solid, and this is an ionic solid. Option B, H2O, which is in state of solid, should be a molecular solid. Option C, SiC, that is silicon carbide solid, is a covalent solid. And option D, sulfur, which is in the solid form, will be a metallic solid. Now we know that sulfur atom is not a metal. So therefore option D is the incorrect one among these four. So option D should be the right answer for this question. Now the last question is, orthonitrophenol is more volatile than paranitrophenol due to. Options are electromeric effect, hyperconjugation effect, intramolecular hydrogen bonding, and intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Now the reason is intramolecular hydrogen bonding, which occurs in orthonitrophenol. Rather, for paranitrophenol, it is the intermolecular hydrogen bonding which makes it having higher boiling points. So the option C should be the right answer for that one. So thank you viewers for watching my channel TG Chemistry, and keep watching my channel for having more such videos which will be important for all chemistry exams. Thank you.